Empress Wu and the Decline of Buddhism by Susan Yu. Wu Zetian, better known as Empress Wu, was the first female emperor to ever rule in China during the Zhou dynasty. She was born in Lizhou. As a child, she refused to do needlework like most other girls during her time, but rather preferred reading, where she gained most of her political knowledge. The Wu family was well off, thanks to her father, Wu Shuo's timber business. At times, her family had Li, the Emperor Yang of sway over at their house. Their relationship was so close that when Li overthrew Emperor Yang, he provided the family with money, land, etc. Wu Zetian's life story really begins when she becomes a concubine to the Emperor Taizong of Tang at the age of 13 in 636. Once Taizong died in 649, she was supposed to pursue her life as a Buddhist nun like the other children, concubines, but instead became a concubine for Emperor Gaozong. She was able to do this because when her father died, Li Zhi, who was still in contact with her, came to the palace to offer incense of her father's death. With this, she used it to inform the emperor of this past, and was requested to be the concubine of Gaozong. Keeping her position as concubine of Emperor Gaozong allowed her to gain more and more influence over governing the reign of Gaozong. By the end, she was making the major decisions for almost everything. To get to this position, she was fighting her power against her own children by either killing them or causing them to exile. She also changed the social statuses of all those under the last name Wu. In 654, she murdered her own daughter to make it look like Empress Wang killed her child. This caused the emperor to rage and took Empress Wang off her political position. She began to make decisions in his place, following the customary propriety of ruling from behind a screen. In 670, she forcefully removed her third son, Emperor Zhongzhong, from power for showing independence. Instead, placed her youngest son, Emperor Zhong, on the throne, but he was kept in a separate palace and was rarely conferred with. By this time, Empress Wu was already 60 years old, so she no longer hid herself behind the screen and began to publicly make decisions. Emperor Gaozong passed away in 683, so Empress Wu was made the Empress Dowager. But once Wu Zhong was back on his feet, he wanted to pull Empress Wu from her position, so he drafted a decree with the senior minister. When Empress Wu found this out, she immediately executed the senior minister. At this point, she was too into gaining power that she had no control over it, and continued her power as the Shengxun Emperor. In 684, a group of Tang princes and their allies staged a rebellion against Empress Wu. They were claiming her crimes of killing her own children to favor sycophants. At first, her army remained loyal to her. However, after 2 months, they also joined the rebellion. This rebellion increased the confidence of Empress Wu, and by the age of 65, she was able to declare herself the emperor of the Zhou dynasty. Shortly after Wu Zetian took the throne, she was into Buddhism, even though she enjoyed performing Confucian rituals. She even built temples and 9 senior monks dukes to sanction the religion. Wu Zetian also praised on sacrificing to her ancestors and the 3 emperors of Tang, enshrining 7 generations of Wu ancestors in an imperial ancestral temple. Her rule lasted until she was in her late 70s. She brought back her eldest surviving son, Zhongzhong, from exile as a heir apparent. Her rule stopped once she was too old to get up from her bed. Although Wu Zetian encouraged Buddhism, it was declined. In 845, Emperor Wuzhong started a full-scale persecution of Buddhists, called the Great Anti-Buddhist Persecution. This persecution not only focused on Buddhism, but also other foreign religions like Zoroastrianism, Christianity, and etc. There were many reasons to why this persecution took place. The economical reason was to fix the financial crisis of being bankrupt after winning the battle against the Uyghur tribes. Wu Zhong's solution was to go after the gathered wealth by the Buddhist monasteries and take their money to solve the financial crisis. To do so, he closed many shrines and took their property and causing the monks and nuns to head back home. The religious reason was because Wu Zhong saw Buddhism as a harmful religion for Chinese people to follow. On the other hand, he had deep passion for Taoism. Buddhism preached attainment of death, while Taoism praised immortality. These 2 reasons led to much destruction, and not only destroyed more than 4,600 monasteries, but also 40,000 temples and shrines. The Tang dynasty was greatly affected by 2 major events. Wu Zetian, the first woman to ever become an emperor, and the declination of Buddhism. Thank you for listening.